Hi, everybody. Dave Wallace, Amazon #1 best-selling author and founder and owner of Bay Ridge Consulting Group, talking to you today about the Olympics. Kind of why I'm dressed casual. Can't really talk about the Olympics being in a more formal business attire. I'm not much of a winter sports person, so I really don't have a full appreciation of how amazing these athletes are. But the fact that they can twist and flip and spin and do all this stuff on the snow or the ice is kind of mind-boggling. But you know what we see is the final product. We don't see all the preparation that goes into producing that final product. Yeah, in this all access world, we get some behind the scenes peeks at things, but we don't really see the countless hours on the slopes or on the ice. We don't see the time that they spend in the weight room or in the yoga studio. We don't get a full appreciation, for their meticulous attention to their diet. And when you think about that, it's kind of mind boggling. It reminds me of a story preparation does of Walter Payton, the legendary NFL running back. The story goes that during the offseason, Payton would invite other players from any team to train with him outside his home in Mississippi. I think it was in Mississippi. One of the parts of the training routine was sprints, repeat sprints that they would do up this hill near Payton's house. And as the story goes, somewhere along the line, these other players are puking their guts out at the bottom of the hill, and Payton's continuing to do these sprints. The reason he was such a great player was because he frankly worked his ass off. And all that preparation in the offseason led to success during the season. Well, boys and girls, the business world is no different. You have to be ready. Do you think that those memorable iPad and iPhone presentations that Steve Jobs did, that the first time he did those presentations was in front of the audience and the camera? No way. He practiced them over and over. And what I'm told is that many times brought his staff to tears. Well, nobody said that Jobs was a nice guy. So the question is, when you call on a new prospect or a new opportunity with your customer, do you just go in there and wing it? Or do you do your research? Do you prepare? Do you do that necessary work so that you're really ready for that conversation with your customer? I'm a big fan of the research that came out of CEB that led to the Challenger sale. And one of the tenets that they have at the Challenger sale is they want to rid the sales world of the question, what keeps you up at night? They say, you know what? What we should be doing as sales professionals is we should be telling our prospects and our customers what should be keeping them up at night. The only way we can do that is if we really understand their business and their industry. And the only way we can do that is if we do research, if we do the necessary preparation in order to have those meaningful conversations. Do we practice? You think about all the practice that the Olympic athletes go through. Well, do you practice your presentations? And I don't mean just prepare the presentation on PowerPoint or whatever tool you use, and then you read over it a few times, and then you get ready and you head off to your customer to give the presentation. I mean, really sit down, practice it out loud, practice it to the dog, practice it to your spouse, practice it to the wall in your office. Because when you do that, you get a feel for the flow. Does this presentation actually flow the way I think it does when I write it down? Or do I have to change it up? How long is it going to take? If I only have a certain amount of time and I find out that when I get in front of my customer that it's actually going to take twice as long to get through my presentation, you're in a bad situation. So do you practice your presentation? And those of us who have presented know that if you're presenting in front of a live audience, it's almost a guarantee that there's going to be interruptions in the presentation, and there's going to be a question asked that's going to lead you down a different path. And you got to be prepared for those. Most professionals practice their presentation out loud before they give them. They don't just wing it. And then finally, do you study your craft? Great athletes, great Olympians, they study their crafts. Figure skaters look at what skaters before them have done. Look at the tricks that they've done, the routines and things like that. And then they use that as a springboard to come up with new and innovative ways to do things. Do you do the same thing? Do you study your craft? These three things, preparation, practice, and study, they're large topics, and there's lots of meat behind each of these. If you'd like to learn more, contact Bay Ridge Consulting Group. Thanks for your time.